Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So with Joe Biden dropping out of the race, Kamala Harris is not yet the official nominee for the Democrats, but at this point in time, it's pretty much wrapped up that she will be, just given the fact that numerous governors such as Gavin Newsom have backed her, and also the fact that people like Newsom as well has come out and said that they do not plan on running against her. So she does not really have any competition, at least right now, unless someone like Joe Manchin decides to throw his hat into the ring. And then whether or not Manchin actually has a chance against Kamala, we would have to wait and see on that. But in today's video, we're going to be going over what her stances currently are on Social Security and the changes that we might possibly see, including a possible $2,400 increase across the board for all beneficiaries of Social Security. So we will be diving into that in today's video. But before we dive into it, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm. And also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $200 in free stock or $200 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Robinhood. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then simply link your bank account. You do not even have to make an opening deposit. At that point in time, Robinhood will be sending you one free stock worth all the way up to $200. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive the free stock, is just sell it for what it's worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so once again, they are going to be deciding on who is going to be the new Democratic nominee at this point in time. In my opinion, at least, they should be running a new primary in all 50 states to let the voters decide, because as I've said over and over again, it's incredibly unfair, at least once again, in my opinion, that we've had millions of Americans show up to the polls, take time out of their day, maybe have to rearrange their schedule, take time off work or whatever, to show up to the polls to vote, and their choice in a Democratic election was Joe Biden. So if they're just going to switch over to someone completely different, if they're just going to choose and not let the Americans choose who the Democratic nominee is going to be, that is extremely undemocratic. Again, just my opinion. But at this point in time, it doesn't seem like anyone is really going to be challenging Kamala Harris. We've had governors such as Whitmer, governors such as Josh Shapiro, governors such as Gavin Newsom already say they do not plan to run against Kamala. So it doesn't seem that she really has any competition. All these governors are also backing her. So it seems like Kamala Harris is definitely going to be their person. And right now, she's already gained $100 million in donations, just a whopping amount. So a lot of support is behind her at this point in time. So according to The Hill, Vice President Harris will head to Wisconsin on Tuesday for her first rally since securing enough delegates to become the presumptive Democratic nominee for president, where she will lay out the case against former President Trump and tout a massive fundraising haul. Harris will hold a rally in Milwaukee, making the site of last week's Republican National Convention her first campaign stop of her presidential bid. It will mark her fifth visit this year to Wisconsin, likely a must-win state if she is to win the White House in November. The vice president will arrive in the Badger State with momentum on her side. Her campaign raised more than $100 million between Sunday afternoon, when President Biden said he would not seek re-election, and Monday evening, more than 1.1 million individual donors contributed to the campaign. So a lot of momentum is on her side, and once again, I think that she should be tested, absolutely. But again, all the big Democratic names have already said that they do not plan to run against her. So again, I think it's extremely unfair to the American public that Joe Biden really did not face any stiff competition, and Joe Biden had rules arranged up where none of his competitors, such as Robert F. Kennedy Jr., really had a chance to defeat him. And now we have Kamala Harris just chosen pretty much by the DNC and the Democrat elites to be their new person, even though she wasn't actually voted. And then if we go back to like the 2020 election, for example, whenever she was running for the Democratic primary, trying to beat out people like Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, she fared extremely poorly, and then she dropped out before they even got to the California primary, where it was also expected that she was going to lose her own home state. So not exactly a popular person within the Democratic Party, and they're going to just throw her in there without any type of election. I think that's extremely unfair. But it looks like she is going to be the person. If she comes out on top against Donald Trump this November, we're going to be going over what her policies and what she has said about Social Security. So according to Newsweek, under the leadership of Biden-Harris, they have endorsed the current administration's plans for funding the SSA, including enacting additional taxes on wealthy individuals with incomes of more than $400,000 to help extend the SSA solvency. Currently, up to $168,600 in earnings are subject to Social Security payroll taxes. So basically, what she has supported alongside Joe Biden with this presidency is to pretty much close the loophole. Whereas right now, if you make millions of dollars, whether you're just extremely wealthy businessman, whether you're like a professional athlete, a celebrity, an actor, actress, or whatever, and you make millions of dollars per year, you're only paying taxes that go into the Social Security Trust Fund on the first $168,600 you earn. So millions of dollars is going untaxed. Someone who earns, let's say, like $168,600 is paying the exact same amount of taxes going into the trust fund as someone who makes, let's say, like $20 million per year. So she thinks that's unfair, and she wants to make it so those who earn above $400,000 once again have to pay into the Social Security Trust Fund. Now, the article goes on to say that in a previous fact sheet issued by the White House, the administration said it opposed any proposal to cut benefits, as well as proposals to privatize Social Security, something Harris is likely to stick to during a presidential campaign, given that benefit cuts would be extremely unpopular to the electorate. So once again, no cuts to benefits, even the high earners, even those who are receiving close to $5,000 per month on Social Security. They already have a lot of money. She's saying no cuts for them, no cuts for anyone else. They're not going to be raising the full retirement age. That is her platform right now. So, and also, of course, not privatizing Social Security, so they don't plan on using the trust fund and investing some of that money into like the stock market or the S&P 500. So they're completely against that. Now, Harris has also followed Biden's lead in attacking Republican nominee Donald Trump. He said that President Joe Biden and I will protect Social Security. Donald Trump will not. The contrast is clear. That's what she said on X. And then following Trump's speech at the Republican National Convention last week, Harris again took to X to say Trump intends to slash Social Security benefits, something that he has denied in recent months. She said, last night we heard claims that Donald Trump is fighting for our seniors. How can you claim to fight for seniors when you intend to cut Social Security and Medicare, which is a lifeline for so many of our seniors? And also, this is the big part. According to a report by CNBC, Harris also backed the Social Security Expansion Act during her time as a California senator, which, if enacted, would include increasing cost of living adjustments, increasing benefits by up to $2,400 a year for all beneficiaries, and subject all income above $250,000 to the Social Security payroll tax. So that's one of the differing things from a senator to the vice president, and then potentially the president is, as a senator, she backed increasing taxes, increasing that tax threshold, money that would be going taxed and then going into the trust fund. As a senator, it was $250,000, and now as vice president, that got bumped up to $400,000. So what she actually believes, we're not completely clear, but we can pull up the Social Security Expansion Act from whenever she was a senator back in 2017, 2018, and we can see, yes, she was actually one of the 4 co-sponsors of that bill back in 2017 alongside Cory Booker, alongside Jeff Berkley, and alongside Kirsten Gillibrand. And then, of course, Senator Bernie Sanders was the one who actually wrote and came up with the bill. So yes, she was one of the co-sponsors. She was one of the ones strongly supporting this bill that would once again increase benefits by $2,400 per year. It would also increase cost of living adjustments. It would also increase the special minimum benefit alongside other things. And they would do that once again by taxing those earning above $250,000 per year. That extra money would be going into the trust fund. Now, of course, whether or not, Harris actually has a chance to defeat Trump, if once again, Harris is chosen as the Democratic nominee to go up against the Trump-Vance ticket. We can look at some early polling data here, which of course can change quite a bit. And on average, Trump leads by 2 points. We can see the most recent poll by Quinnipiac back on July 19th through July 21st. Trump leads that poll by 2 points. Trump leads the Forbes Harris X poll by 6 points. The only ones that Harris led in was the one by NPR, which was back on July 9th, July 10th. She led that by 1 point. And then she also led the ABC News Washington Post poll, taken back from July 5th through July 9th. She won that one by 2 points. And then, of course, even if Harris does win, if she wants to get different pieces of legislation through and sign into law, she will, of course, need to have control of the House and then have, a pretty good control of the Senate as well. So if we have like a Harris ticket, but Republicans control the House and the Senate, obviously she's not going to get different pieces of legislation through because Republicans will block them from happening. So we can pull up here in the Senate right now, 47 seats are safe for Republicans, although 3 of them are projected to go the Republican way, so that would give Republicans 50 seats in the Senate. And right now for the Democrats, 38 seats are safe, and 5 are projected to go to the Democrats. So it looks like Republicans have a pretty good chance of retaking the Senate. Now, as far as the House goes, right now Republicans are slight favorites, 0.8 favorites on average, although a lot of this can certainly change, moving ahead. And once again, if Trump wins and if Trump is able to also have the Republicans win the House and the Senate, a Trump White House can make a lot of changes coming in. Again, we will have to wait and see. And if it's just Harris, Harris and whoever she picks as her VP, but if the Republicans control the House and the Senate, there's not going to be a lot that they have to get done. But a lot of people make the argument that it's better to have like a split House and Senate and White House. That way Republicans and Democrats have to work together on different pieces of legislation, and it can't be a deal where only Republicans get their way or only Democrats get their way. But again, leave your thoughts and comments below. What would you think about a Kamala Harris presidency? Are you in support of it? Are you completely against it? And what do you think about a Donald Trump presidency? Who do you think would win between Trump and Harris? Leave your thoughts in comments below. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you in the next video.